Hello guys, and this is the 7th video of the UDK Advanced series, and in this video I want to show you how you can import custom materials to be used in the game, because some of you might still be using the presets that come with UDK in the content browser, and some of those don't look too great. So when it comes to importing things into UDK, such as materials, there's certain lines you have to match, stuff like that, such as the resolution of the image. It has to be to the power of 2. Also, it has to be a PNG. You can go look on the internet for materials, stuff like that, but I just want you to be aware of some of the copyright issues. A good website to get your materials is CG Textures. They're a very nice place and they're commercial free, but right now I'm just going to use a material that, well, even an image that is made already by me. So I'm just going to open up Photoshop and show you how to adjust that for use in UDK. Okay, I'm just going to make that slightly bigger. Also, there's something I want to show you with CSG, because something I missed out in my BSP brushes video is how to make your texture tiled so it looks seamless and it won't look all stretched and not too good. So I'm just going to wait for Photoshop to come up here, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, now we've got Photoshop up. I'm gonna basically just make a new basically material. So let's go to File, then New. And when it comes to making materials for UDK, you want to make sure it's to the power of 2, so that'll be something but like 512 by 512, 2048 by 2048. And always make sure that is pixels. Basically, the higher your resolution for the image, the better it's going to come out under quality. So I'm just going to go and place a material I've already made. So let's go to Place, and then I'm going to go to my desktop. This is just something I made a fair while ago. It doesn't fit, as you can see. It's like a rectangle, so whenever you're working with textures or if you want to import them, you want to make sure it's a square. So yeah, I'm just going to place that. So if you want to make your own textures in things like Photoshop, I've made a couple of textures myself, for boxes and grass and stuff like that. You can do that, and just make sure it's always at the same resolution that UDK uses. So I'm going to go ahead and save as, and go to PNG. I'm going to save it on my desktop as material test. There is a couple of things you can play around with when it comes to Photoshop, which you can do to your textures. You can change the contrast, you can change level presets, you can change loads of things. So I'm just gonna finish. I'm gonna let Photoshop finish doing what it has to do, so I can edit this material already. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change some stuff like, one second. Okay, we can make things darker, brighter. We've got a whole bunch of settings down here that we can adjust. So let's just go over to, let's find dark and even. If I add that, sorry, yep, darken, and it somewhat doesn't want to work. Okay. Just for now, I'm not going to do anything with these modifiers that you have here. I'm just going to try one, lighten. Okay, that works, but I'm not really going to do that. Just going to go put it back to normal. You can't see the difference where I've done darken, just because it's a generally dark image itself. So I'm just going to leave that, and I'm going to basically just import the material I've made into UDK. So I'm going to go over to Import, and I'm going to go find it on my desktop where I saved it, and as you can see here, it's PNG and it's around 2.5 megs. That's pretty much what you're expecting when it comes to images of that file size, well, screen resolution even. Just going to open that up, and I'm just going to put it in a package called Textures, just to make it easier to find in UDK. So I'm just going to press OK. Okay, so here we go. We've got our texture. See if I can find it. Textures, and we've got our texture here. So let's go and create a new material with that, so we can use it on an object. I'm going to use the same name, which is default. I'm not too sure why it keeps making me come over to here, but the material will be in the same place that you just put it. So edit using material editor, and you want to hook diffuse up to the object. So let's see, here we go, and then I'm just going to save that. As you can see, it's got like that nice carbon fiber in the background. You can't see the logo and the text on there unless I turn it around like so. There we go. That actually looks kind of cool. Gotta give it that. But you know, and then you can just drag that onto an object. Like this is a static mesh, so it's going to go on every side that you've got. As you can see, it's not really a seamless texture itself. It's not, as it gets darker around the edges. Whenever you're working with materials, you don't want things to do that. But I mean, it comes out great. Look at it. You wouldn't notice that that's seamless when it's on like a box like that, so you can use it for like crates and whatever. But as I said, I wanted to show you something with CSG. So let's go and make a CSG box. No, you know what, I'm going to make a wall even. Okay. Just going to make that bigger with the transformation tools and make a wall. Okay, so there we go, we've got a nice little CSG wall. But if I apply this material to it, you'll see it either gets tiled or it will get stretched. So when you add that onto something, you want to click the face that you've put it on, and then you want to go ahead and press F5 or go to the properties. And now over here in alignment, you've got a few things you can change around. Like you've got fit. Basically what that does is stretches it to the wall size. You don't really want to do that. As you can see, it doesn't really fit here because part of it is under the ground, just because of the size and how I stretched it out a bit. There's box, which will basically just keep making it go over itself, and you don't really want that. And then you've got planar, which is pretty much the same as that. When you're using a when you're using a texture on a wall or something, you always want to use this. That way the image will always be the same size. So let's say if I move this around and make it somewhat smaller, okay, and then add CSG, you can see that it's stretched out there. But if I go to apply on that, you can see that it is the right size and it matches up perfectly fine. And also there is default, but you don't really need to worry about that, as that's what it is normally. Go to default, and yeah, nothing much changes. So that's about all I wanted to show in this video. You should be able to make some custom textures and stuff like that. I'm not too sure what I've got coming up for you in the next video, but I want to start off custom weapons sometime soon, so you can just make weapons and give a little bit more branding to your game rather than having to use the default link gun. So see you in the next video, and goodbye.